The celestial architecture of the Aethelgard system had always been a matter of precarious embers and stolen light. Since the Shattering of Solstice in 4422 AF, when the Great Sun Gate had been reduced to a shimmering graveyard of solar detritus, the inhabitants of the continent had existed in a state of curated endurance. Now, as the planet began its slow, inevitable transit across the face of the star energy, the First Eclipse loomed not merely as an astronomical event, but as a biological threat. High architect Elaros stood upon the observation spire of Neo-Kyoto, her silhouette a sharp angular fracture against the violet-hued sky. Below her, the floating city hummed with the frantic, invisible industry of the cast of the unseen. They were the ghosts in the machine, their active camouflage suits rendering them as nothing more than heat shimmer against the cold obsidian of the maintenance ducts. Elara did not look at them. One did not look at the air, one breathed until it began to thin. The barometric gradient is failing, architect. A voice murmured behind her. Elara did not turn. She recognized the cadence of chronicler Kalen Thul. His voice was like parchment, dry, ancient, and layered with the weight of recorded failures. He held a silver stylus poised over a data slate, his eyes fixed on the encroaching shadow of the star energy. The thinning was predicted, Kalen. Elara replied, her tone a clinical excision of emotion. The alignment disrupts the ionospheric tether. When the star's corona intersects with our magnetic pole, the atmosphere is not merely pushed, it is exhaled. And the people? Kalen asked. The unseen are already reporting cases of hypoxia in the lower vents. The elite in the spires remain insulated by their resonance fields, but the structural integrity of the city's lung modules is reaching its threshold. It is an elegiac sight, Elara, a city holding its breath until its ribs crack. Elara's hands encased in fine, conductive mesh tightened on the railing. Sentiment is a luxury of the terrestrial chronicler. We are no longer a terrestrial species. We are a subterranean diaspora clinging to a floating raft. If the prototype pod does not launch today, the First Eclipse will be the last entry in your chronicles. The star energy was a bloated, white-hot entity. Its radiance filtered through the atmospheric scrubbers of Neo-Kyoto until it appeared as a pale, sickly eye. As the planet moved, a sliver of darkness began to bite into the star's edge. The effect was instantaneous. The atmospheric pressure dropped with a sudden, violent lurch. It was not a roar, but a great silencing in the streets below. The elite citizens stumbled, clutching at their throats as the pressurized air within their lungs sought equilibrium with the thinning exterior. The sound of the world changed. The world hum, usually a vibrant, low-frequency thrum that sustained the city's resonance. Weavers began to fray into a discordant screech. Overseer Jodan Krell's voice crackled over the comms link, his tone the sharp, staccato bark of a man accustomed to the Iron Mandate's rigidity. Architect Voss, panic is manifesting in sectors 4 through 9. The unseen have ceased maintenance. Their suits are malfunctioning under the pressure drop, flickering in and out of the visual spectrum. It's a chaotic mosaic down here. I have 3 units of enforcers standing by for orbital suppression if the mandate is breached. Hold your fire, Krell, Elara commanded, her eyes fixed on the launch gantry at the city's nadir. The pressure drop is a physical constant. You cannot shoot a vacuum. Divert all power to the resonance crucibles. We need to solidify the air around the launch tube, or the pod will disintegrate upon ignition. The crucibles are at 80% capacity, Krell countered. If I push them further, the silver forks will shatter. We'll lose the ability to heal the hull fissures if we do not launch. Elara said, her voice dropping to a somber, ripping whisper. There will be no hull to heal.
The eclipse will strip the oxygen from the city like skin from a grape. proceed with the resonance weave. Now Kalen Thule watched the data streams with a detached scholarly dread. It is fascinating in a morbid sense, he remarked, his stylus dancing. The way the light dies, it isn't a fading, it's an erasure. The high elves in deep reach must be feeling the tremors. The subterranean vaults were never meant to withstand a planetary syzygy of this magnitude. Eller ignored him, focus narrowing to the metallic crucible at the heart of the gantry. Inside lay the Ethel, the first prototype part equipped with a void drive. It was a vessel of clinical elegance, a teardrop of reinforced carbon nanotubes and silver filigree designed to fold the very space it occupied. Initiating resonance weave, Grail's voice announced from the spires of Neo-Kyoto. A series of massive silver tuning forks emerged, vibrating at frequencies that defied the human ear. The air around the launch gantry began to shimmer, not with heat, but with density. The molecules of oxygen and nitrogen, agitated by the melodic patterns, began to lattice into a semi-solid state. A bridge of hardened air stretching toward the stars. It was a beautiful, terrifying sight. The world hum rose to a crescendo, as if found a wall of sound that vibrated through Alara's marrow. She could feel the microscopic vitality within the pod's core, the dark matter captured within the void drive, pacing like a caged beast. Pressure at 40% of baseline, Kalen noted. The unseen are beginning to collapse. I see them now, Alara, their suits have failed. They are just men and women, gray-skinned and gasping, lying on the obsidian walkways. They look like fallen statues, the cost of the utopia. Alara muttered, though her heart hammered against her ribs. The pod is prepped, Grail reported. Architect, the void drive core is reaching critical mass. The gravitational well is forming. If we don't release it in T-minus 60 seconds, the gantry will be sucked into the fold. Alara reached into a small, velvet-lined pouch at her belt. She withdrew a single jagged sliver of a Chronos engine sharded post with a faint, sickly blue light, a remnant of a time when the high elves played God with the seconds of the day. What are you doing? Kalen asked, his clinical detachment finally cracking. Physical toll of inhalation. I need to see the window, Kalen, Alara said. The others stay with turbulence during the eclipse is too chaotic for the sensors. I need to know the exact millisecond the pressure well opens. She crushed the shard between two conductive plates. A fine crystalline dust rose. She inhaled. The world shattered. First Eclipse, he wrote. On this day we learned that the heavens do not open for us. they must be torn. High architect Lara Voss has delivered us the key to the void, but the lock is made of our own bones. The pressure has returned, but the air tastes of silver and old age. We are no longer the children of solstice. We are the orphans of energy. The city of Neo-Kyoto continued to float, a metallic crucible in the velvet void, while below, in the deep reach vaults, the high elves waited for a sun that would never truly return. The first eclipse had passed, leaving behind a world that was slightly colder, slightly thinner, and infinitely more aware of its own fragility. Alara reached her private sanctum and collapsed into a chair. She watched her hands, the way the light caught the new wrinkles in her skin. She had saved the city, perhaps. She had proven the technology. But as the world hummed, settled back into its uneasy artificial rhythm, she couldn't shake the feeling that they were merely building a more elegant cage. The void drive hummed in the distance, a microscopic vitality that promised the stars while demanding the soul. It was a trade Lara Voss had made for all of them, a clinical calculation in an elegiac world. Outside, the star energy shone with a renewed predatory brilliance, oblivious to the small metallic gnats that dare to fold the space around it. First eclipse was merely the beginning of the great thinning, a prelude to a time when the atmosphere would be nothing more than a memory, and the only breath left would be the one stolen from the void itself. The omnistem and sensors continued to blip, a rhythmic clinical heartbeat in the dark. Pressure stabilizing, oxygen saturation 88%. Structural integrity nominal, biological toll significant. Lara closed her eyes, the image of the silver pod etched into her retinas. It was a beautiful thing, a shard of hope in a dying system. But as she drifted into a fitful sleep, she heard the sound of the silver tuning forks, vibrating not with the melody of healing, but with the slow, mournful resonance of a funeral dirge for a world that had forgotten how to breathe. The unseen moved through the corridors, invisible once more, their silent labor ensuring the illusion of the utopia above them. The stars waited, cold, distant, and hungry. eclipse was over, but but the long twilight of Aethelgard had only just begun.